PTV News Now. And we begin this afternoon's stories with forced evacuation is afoot in the danger zones in Mount Kanlaon, all along the slopes, the foot of the volcano, and elsewhere within the 6-kilometer radius of the volcano. This development coming at the heels of yesterday's blast that sent volcanic ash and toxic gases some kilometers to the sky, and is the latest pronouncement of Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro, who happens to chair the National Disaster Risk Reduction Management Council, or NDRRMC. Earlier today, he urged the estimated 54,000 residents in the danger zone covering La Castellana and city of Kanlaon to leave for safer grounds. Maintaining the default evacuation type in enforcement has climbed to a forced type rather than a preemptive one, with the level of danger upgraded. Likewise, he said preps are in place should things turn for the worst, and the danger zone is automatically expanded to a 10-kilometer radius from the volcano. Also today, the Department of Health has issued a warning and advisory on potential health risks, especially respiratory illnesses with the fallout from the ash cloud containing sulfur dioxide and other toxic gases and minute particles. State-run television took yet another step forward with its auspicious launching of People's Television Network Cotabato Regional Center this mid-afternoon in Cotabato City. This latest addition to PTV broadcast TV stations and using digital technology is the platform for the fledgling Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao government in its path toward economic development and peace-building efforts in the region. And PTV is right there to join in its journey as government's premier media partner to help the BARM government and its constituents achieve its aims. Today's launching of PTV Digital and Regional Studio in Cotabato City had PTV General Manager Antonio Toby Nebrida deliver the keynote speech and lead the ribbon cutting with PTV News anchor Diane Querer and Leslie Ordinario performing hosting duties. Outgoing United States President Joe Biden is rushing to appoint more federal judges before he leaves the White House next month. But how does he compare to his predecessor/successor in stacking up the courts with his choices? As we hear this report from VOA's Yas Monel.
Some of the most consequential people shaping the future of the United States are its federal judges. More than 1,700 work in America's district courts, courts of appeal, and the Supreme Court, hearing cases involving the Constitution and federal laws. These lifetime appointments don't just hear cases, though. They define rights, policies, and freedoms affecting millions of Americans. Take, for example, the 5 Supreme Court justices who overturned Roe v. Wade in 2022, reversing a decades-old ruling on access to abortion. Or U.S. District Judge Roger Benitez, who, in 2023, reignited debates about gun control by ruling that California's ban on assault weapons was unconstitutional. Federal judges are appointed by the president, providing him an opportunity to define America's legal landscape while leaving a lasting legacy. These appointments must be approved by the Senate, something that is much easier when the chamber is controlled by the president's own party, as it is now. Biden is now in the final months of his presidency, known as a lame duck period that starts once a successor has been elected. It's often hard to get things done during this time, but the outgoing president is pushing to appoint as many judges as possible before the Senate adjourns for the year. So how do Biden's appointments shape up compared to Trump's? When Trump was first in office, he oversaw the appointment of 234 judges, who were later confirmed by the Senate. These include 3 Supreme Court justices, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett, tipping the country's top court heavily to the right. Under Biden, 221 federal judges have so far been confirmed, including the Supreme Court's first black woman, Ketanji Brown Jackson. Almost 2/3 of Biden's appointments have been women, and he's made significant efforts to appoint judges from racial and ethnic minorities. There are currently 40 outstanding vacancies in the federal judiciary and 12 pending nominations awaiting Senate confirmation. Democrats recently brokered a deal with Republicans to try and fast-track the Senate review of a handful of federal judge appointments. But the chamber may not have time to surpass the 14 federal bench appointments approved during Trump's own lame duck session in 2020. In many ways, America's courts are a final battleground between Trump's and Biden's contrasting ideologies. The final word on everything from abortion rights and gun reforms to capital punishment and the environment may rest in their hands.
And we've come to the end of our afternoon show. Join us later on for our evening breaking stories, and keep it in mind to always stay connected by catching the news right here. This is Denise Osorio, and thank you for watching PTV News Now.